So I just wanted to map that $1,500, and we're going to keep an eye on this. So Barry said this back in, December. I just don't think that Barry would risk his whole reputation trying to shill ZCash unless he knows something that we don't, and maybe there's some exciting developments between ZCash and Ethereum in the future. What's up guys, Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. We're going to dive into a bunch of XRP information today and go through a few price charts. So my voice is actually a bit gone right now as I'm recovering from some insane food poisoning that I had. On Friday night, I ordered an acai bowl, this organic fruit bowl, and shortly after, I had over a 100-degree plus fever. I was throwing up half a day, so almost 12 hours in total on and off. And to top it all off, we had a tropical storm, so my power went out. So I'm having a blast out here in Puerto Rico, as you guys know. But it's good to see the XRP price chart had a bit of a recovery from that 55, 54 cent region all the way to as high as about 91 cents. We'll take a look at that. Right now, just watching a trend. Of course, we can make any trend lines make sense after the fact. What TA is we're looking at historical data and trying to best gauge the future, and odds are that I'm never going to buy the exact bottom or sell the exact top. And if I do, frankly, it's lucky. And I know I've had some, buys and purchases that were pretty close in the past, but guess what, guys? That was still luck. We can use indicators, we can use trends to best gauge targets and make sense of price. But at the end of the day, everything's a gamble. There's an infinite amount of information to consider, and you have to swing the bat in life. Okay, so before going over some massive news for XRP as well, we can use the ruler tool right here and go really from the bottom of this wick, from 54 cents, 55 cents. We went as high as almost, I'd say 66, 67% pump to 91 cents. That is beautiful in a matter of a few weeks. Now I have an alert set down here at 78 cents if it triggers, just to kind of better watch this price. But let's look at Bitcoin, which typically governs this entire market on the 4-hour price chart. From that most recent low that we had during the 50% plus crash for crypto, and keep in mind the 50% crash from the all-time high was just Bitcoin. Some assets even crashed 70 to 80%. So from this low, approximately, we could just say even from this other wick, not even the lowest low, 33K, and we pumped all the way back up to, I'd say, about 45,000 per BTC. That's a 37, almost 40% retracement. So me personally, I sold some of my trading positions. I'm just back in USD or stablecoins, sitting on the sidelines just so I can really see everything a bit more clearly. And after these types of nice retracements and strong rallies, I'm not worried about pulling out a bit, at least my trading position, and really sitting on my hands and watching and waiting for what's yet to come. I still have my long-term holds, I'm not worried about that. My whole thesis for XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algo, etc., nothing's changed. As a friendly reminder, Ethereum, an asset that's here to stay and very well probably does go to 10K plus at some points. I'm just not super interested in assets that have already had these beautiful rallies recently. If it goes to 10K, yeah, another 3x plus, totally possible. But keep in mind, looking at even older assets, whether that's XRP, Litecoin, XLM, EOS, anything that really hasn't gone on a hell of a nice run, or any older legacy asset that is yet to create and surpass a new all-time high price. Notice Ethereum surpassed its 2017 or 2018 all-time high, reaching some of these golden extensions. Bitcoin has done it, and a variety of others. So XRP, Litecoin, ZCash, XLM, you name it, have yet to do that. So I'm going to be focusing on those assets, and it's not like my dollar cost average or my overall average entry is at an all-time high price. It's an asset that is still relatively close to its all-time low. Yes, crashes happen in crypto. If you cannot handle the volatility, if you cannot handle being in drawdown substantially at times, this may not be best for you. So just wanted to share that as just a macro overview. And I'm not bashing Ethereum, I'm just saying that it's already had its time, it's already done exceptionally well. And if it keeps rallying, awesome, because I hold some ERC20s that I hope do exceptionally well in the future too. I'm more interested in some layer ones and then also some lagging altcoins. And keep in mind, you get $100 in free Bitcoin after funding your account on iTrustCapital. This is 100% free for a crypto 401k or an individual retirement account. I have a Roth IRA here. I'm actually still waiting for my Songbird and my Flare to get airdropped to me, but I can't wait for that. They've been adding more assets. I know Axie Infinity's on the way, and a variety of assets that I think will be future-proof and here to stay. They just recently had their valuation of over $1 billion as a unicorn company, which is massive. And this is the best crypto 401k and IRA platform out there today, without a doubt. So be sure to use the link in the video description Fund your account, get some free Bitcoin, and take advantage of 0% capital gains with tax-free trading. Also, the company Ripple just put this out. Gray markets, this is an interesting term, are an unfortunate necessity for almost the 2 billion people. This is 1.7 billion people in the world that are underbanked. But blockchain is enabling compliant ways to replace these payment channels while securing more benefits for consumers and payment businesses alike. So this is from the World Bank stating that 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked today. That is a huge portion of the entire global population. As we know, underserved markets are now under pressure from a variety of things with digitization and of course the pandemic. And I think Ripple's been a plan all along for anybody that's done the research, understanding the DTCC, some of the people on the board, all the connections between these organizations. The 43rd treasurer of the United States, Rosie Rios, being on the board for the company Ripple. I think this is all just a political play. It's getting drawn out. This is all theatrics, in my opinion. I'm not trying to sound like a lunatic, but I think that this is just something that will gradually happen, and that Ripple as the company and even the XRP ledger will be one of the main payment schemes in the future for cross-border payments. I think that Ethereum and a variety of other layer ones can do very well in the world of DeFi, but my argument is that XRP is still going to be solving a huge chunk of cross-border payments. There's going to be many cryptos in the future, guys. It's not just going to be one. Remember Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin? These are old email archives. Even he goes on to say, Ripple is interesting in that it's the only other system that does something with trust besides concentrate it into a central server. And the funny thing is that there's a lot of Bitcoin maximalists that don't even understand how the XRP ledger functions. It's arguably significantly more decentralized than Bitcoin today, and I like Bitcoin. This is dated back to 2009. Now remember, back in the day, Ripple was open coin, backed by some venture capital funds like the founders of PayPal, Peter Thiel, and of course he was an early investor in Facebook. A lot of things are connected. You could argue this is really common in the world of Silicon Valley as well, so I get that. I just wanted to point that out. So Satoshi Nakamoto even complimenting Ripple back in the day. David Schwartz, an early contributor to Bitcoin Code and a background at the NSA. Arthur Brito, the man, the myth, the legend, and the ghost. Look up Arthur Brito, the creator of XRP himself. And Jed McCaleb. I think there's just so many interesting things. I just don't understand people that have the audacity to just completely shove XRP under the rug without ever actually understanding it. Because they took the bait. They believed mainstream media news and they just see it as Ripple coin. And they have no fundamental understanding of what XRP is. Also, Crypto Eddie sharing. This gentleman is the CEO of Spend the Bits. I know we've talked about them before. Notice this, Alberta-based new startup, cryptocurrency payment wallet. This application is powered by the XRP ledger. And guess what? They realized that they are using the XRP ledger to send Bitcoin, spend the bits. So they send Bitcoin over the XRP ledger so that it's more efficient. It gets there in a matter of seconds instead of, several minutes or even a couple hours on days of heavy traffic. So there's a variety of companies across the board building utility on the XRP ledger. It does not just depend on the efforts of Ripple. The XRP ledger was in existence before the company Ripple was even founded. So really quick, XRP is older than Ethereum. We're talking back, 2013 at the very least, Ethereum 2015. So despite all that has happened, isn't it crazy that XRP is still in the top 10 while getting sued by the SEC? Well, technically the company Ripple is. XRP still ranked number 6, the black sheep of crypto. Don't you find that eerie? Do you know any other project besides maybe Bitcoin and ETH that would survive in the top 10 if it was getting sued by the SEC and has been here for almost a decade? No. And I don't think many other assets would survive that type of scrutiny. So imagine what regulatory clarity, and keep in mind there's been a good, 5+ countries that have already given clarity to XRP that are using XRP, and what utility at scale can actually bring. Ripple Liquidity Hub, all the patents we've seen from some of the global banks and institutions mentioning XRP. Satoshi himself compliments Ripple. So when there's clarity for XRP, what did Mr. Raoul Pal of Real Vision Finance say? That there's going to be a couple $100 million of buy pressure on XRP because they have to buy it back immediately. Exchange relistings, the NFT marketplace, and the hundreds of millions of dollars at disposal. The metaverse is being developed. All these decentralized applications, DAOs, issued assets, the native DEX on the XRP ledger, carbon neutral or arguably carbon negative, etc. And I also linked the Satoshi Nakamoto email right there. You can always learn more at xrpl.org. This is the XRP ledger information to give you a good understanding of how all of this works. And as David Schwartz has explained, issued currencies can be frozen, but XRP can never be frozen during transfer. It cannot be controlled. I have to emphasize that because there's misinformed Bitcoin maximalists that will comment on every video, some silly FUD piece. without ever doing the research. We even saw one of the biggest names in Bitcoin on the news spread false information that a simple Google search could clear up. Also, Wrath Economan, one of the best, watching Ripple Investor, SBI, and the World Bank Group's IFC have invested in Dubai's Global Market Access Network, the GMA. Remember, Ripple's regional headquarters in Dubai. Who else is in the UAE? Cough, cough, Casper. So they invested in this Dubai's Global Market Access Network to back their trading platform for global foreign stocks. Notably, the cloud-based platform aims for multi-currency settlements. Keywords, multi-currency settlement, music to my ears. I also saw this headline last week. I thought it was funny. Owning cryptocurrency may make you more desirable on the dating scene. I guess that may be true because financial literacy is attractive, but I'm not going to be more inclined to go after a girl if she has an NFT as a profile picture. Do you remember when Barry Silbert, the founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group, aka the epicenter of crypto, parent company of Grayscale, CoinDesk, all of these organizations, he basically said, I can't wait to retweet this when ZCash is at $1,500. So this gentleman is basically saying, with conviction, he believes that ZCash will reach $1,500. Pretty crazy. I have no idea if that takes place. Of course, all we can do is look at the past, and even drawing some fibs that I've looked at a variety of price charts, swing low to the swing high, coming back down below the 786. I've seen many times when assets, we'll see how fast it happens, come up to this level, whether that's $500. And I did mark the $1,500 between my 2618 and 4.236. Fibonacci extensions, these are negative, but these impulse levels typically work, especially for price discovery if this asset does in fact create a new all-time high price. So I just wanted to map that $1,500, and we're going to keep an eye on this. So Barry said this back in, when did he say this? I think, December. So I'd be curious to keep an eye on ZCash this year, and I also know that Blockchain Backer loves ZCash for very good reason. Why? Because it has plenty of historical data, it's one of the older assets, and a lot of institutions hold it, and I think that privacy is going to be key. So I don't have a crazy amount of ZCash. I've held some since like 2020, but I may be entering more. So just wanted to share that, not financial advice. I just don't think that Barry would risk his whole reputation trying to shill ZCash unless he knows something that we don't, and maybe there's some exciting developments between ZCash and Ethereum in the future. Time will tell. So my good buddy out here in Puerto Rico, the finest code here on Twitter is actually the gentleman translating my videos on my second channel for all Spanish speakers. So be sure to send that to any family and friends that speak Spanish or really just want to follow along in a different language. So Cointelegraph, the battle against miners in Kazakhstan. The Central Asian country's government has proposed 3 price increases to electricity and taxes, specifically targeting crypto miners. The rate of inflation, the indices across the board for consumers is just getting scary. So I just cannot believe that people don't realize that crypto will be acting as a hedge in this market where the US dollar is suffering long term. I do not hold all my money in a savings account for 0.01% yield annually. I can do that in DeFi without even trying and get, whether it's 6% or even 20%. Most of my money is in anything outside of the US dollar generating a greater yield. I just want a higher rate of return. That's it. He goes on to say carbon neutral and carbon negative are key factors, referring to all the blockchains on the survival of crypto. Anything less than that is going to struggle, in my opinion, and I agree. XRP Crypto Wolf sharing XRP is the #1 for top trending crypto searches. Not surprised by this after a 20% daily candle, but great to see. Remember when Grayscale did the first ever Super Bowl commercial? I think that was maybe a year or 2 ago. Well, guess what? Coinbase, Crypto.com, and FTX are among the several cryptocurrency companies looking to run ads during the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens for crypto prices across the board for the Super Bowl. Speaking of FIS, we've talked about the connections with the company Ripple many times. Well, guess what? Crypto.com partners with industry-leading blockchain validator and merchant acquirer WorldPay from FIS to support global expansion. You know who has a wonderful blog talking about WorldPay, FIS, and all the connections between them, Ripple, XRP, is I Am Legion on Twitter. FIS is also one of the technology providers for the domestic clearing system. And I think you guys know some other partners that are side by side for theclearinghouse.org. Extremely interesting, such as ACI Worldwide, CGI, and more. I also shared this on Instagram because it really spoke to me. Billionaires on their journey to becoming a billionaire lost millions of dollars on the way. Any millionaire I know typically lost thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, to become a millionaire. It's never just straight up. It's not sunshine and rainbows. And broke people, they want to lose nothing and become rich. They want to risk nothing and become rich. And that's just not how it works. And I've lost insane amounts of money to get to where I'm at today. And all of those losses serve as a foundation of experience and lessons so that you can better manage the big money when it comes. And if you lose $1,000 or $10K or $100,000 in this market and it seems like the end of the world and it's really hurting you right now, learn how to manage that money now before you're playing with millions of dollars. Make the mistakes early, make them fast, and keep going. Also, a funny NFT idea for the XRP community: take a selfie every day until XRP passes an all-time high price to document the emotional journey of crypto. Imagine just a crazy slideshow. Also, Brookings report on Africa, shared by Roth Economan, discusses the impact crypto has on remittances, SMEs, small medium enterprises, and notes a Chainalysis report on crypto remittances of $562 million removed by crypto such as Ripple. Now, back in the day, of course, and still even today, frankly, a lot of organizations call XRP Ripple because that was the old verbiage in the past. But anyways, were facilitated by cryptocurrencies such as Ripple. This is being used by real organizations across the globe. And when there is regulatory clarity, and boy do I hope it comes sooner than later, the floodgates open, the dam breaks, and all of this value can finally flow so much faster than before. Next up, LeBron James has partnered with digital exchange Crypto.com, and they're just making moves in a deal to support educational and workforce development opportunities focused on Web3. We need more builders in this space, and then this space can really grow. And keep in mind, all the big institutional money that is coming to crypto, or some of the guys that have been here for years that have made billions in this market, well, now they have vested interest to grow this market even further and probably do a lot of lobbying for future elections. So right here, this just came out. A group of executives from major firms in the crypto industry have formed a political action committee, a PAC, to support candidates at November's midterm elections. Backers of this PAC include top executives from FTX and Skybridge Capital, and I know we've seen this group before. Also, I know that HBAR or Hedera just had massive news with bringing Ubisoft on board to their governing council. Ubisoft is one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, so this is massive news for the long term. And Access is focused on, the NFT metaverse marketplace, incorporating Hedera Hashgraph. So is it safe to assume that these two will be working together? I think so. I believe in the years ahead, we're going to look back at all of these assets that we're questioning today, and we're going to smile and just think, wow, this is all pretty obvious all along. Maybe some assets do go to zero, maybe some completely disappear, but I believe with a decent blanket strategy, investing into utility backed by some of the top organizations, you can't go wrong. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like and sub. All links can be found in the video description, and until next time.